Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger and my friends. The Capcom Cup just finished up and man, oh man, what a tournament it was. One for the ages, to be sure. As all good tournaments go, lots of matches with incredible high-level play, that's fantastic. And as great tournament goes, also a tournament with a lot of stories. Like, say, the tale of young Ending Walker qualifying. He's a 16-year-old lad from the UK, the youngest competitor ever at the Capcom Cup, and he made it pretty far. We also have the legendary run of Zen, who honestly is a relative unknown from China, and he came and stormed the Capcom Cup LCQ, which is one of the hardest tournaments to win ever, considering how stacked it is. Won that LCQ and made it all the way to grand finals at the Capcom Cup. If that's not one hell of a run, I don't know what is. Hell, we had a player, Vegapatch, take Fang to the top 8. If you followed along with the competitive history of Street Fighter V, Fang, for the vast majority of it, has not been a favored character, let's put it that way. So seeing him rise at the very end of the game's life to the absolute peak of the game is inspiring to me. So we have all that fun stuff. Also, the tournament was sponsored by Street Fighter Duel. You can see that in the backgrounds, actually, like where it used to be where the tournaments would be. You can see that now. You can just see, hey, here's the sponsor. And speaking of which, we finally got a release date for it. So it's coming out for your favorite phones on February the 28th. So pre-register for goodies and you'll have something to tide you over till Street Fighter 6. However, besides the amazing quality of the matches at the tournament and the incredible character variety throughout the whole Capcom Cup, it's certainly not like back in the day where it was like 4 Camis, 3 Rashids, and 1 other character, right? Character variety over the course of the game's lifespan has incredibly increased. Papa Capcom has decided to come along and make a pretty ballsy statement with Capcom Cup 10, the next Capcom Cup. One, in an admittedly not too surprising note, Capcom Cup 10 is Street Fighter 6 only. Street Fighter 5, we had a good run, love you, happy you finally got to where you're going in the end, finally became a pretty good game, but you're done. It's Street Fighter 6's time to shine, so Capcom Cup 10 is only Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 5 will not be there in any way, shape, or form. The road to Capcom Cup 10, Capcom Cup qualifiers, will start 2023 summer. So at bare minimum, I would expect EVO, as EVO is usually in August, and probably some other tournaments beforehand, and obviously a lot of tournaments after the fact. That all said though, let's talk about the big deal, because the big deal is the prize pool. The prize pool for Capcom Cup 10 for Street Fighter 6 will be $2 million. And first place gets $1 million. This is the biggest prize pool in fighting game history. Unmatched. Not even close to anything else. Like last year, Brawlhalla, they made a very big deal about how for their esports program, they put up for that year the biggest prize pool ever in fighting game history, over $1 million. And to be fair, it absolutely was. And it sort of steamrolled over everyone else. Like a big prize pool for a yearly circuit for a fighting game would be like $100,000. And they came in with over $1 million. And now Capcom Cup is $2 million. So they're very handily taking the cake. And unsurprisingly, lots of people from the Street Fighter scene and other fighting game scenes are taking notice. People commenting on just the relative size of the prize pool, which is very large. Justin Wong maybe slowing down a bit on the YouTube channel to get more competitive again. To perhaps an extra big name entering the ring, because believe you me, when it comes to Street Fighter 6, Sonic Fox can do it. For all the big fighting game circuits we've had over the last few years, even if it was quote-unquote just like $100,000, for a normal person making a normal salary, that's still a lot of money. But a cool $1 million for first place, that's extra motivating. The first year of Street Fighter 6 was always going to be something special, to be sure, but now, with such a large cash prize on the horizon looming, it's going to be all the more special yet, because people are going to be hungry in a way they usually aren't. It does, I guess, perhaps raise a specific question. As you're probably well aware, the Street Fighter 6 crack exists, right? The playable version of the beta, even though the beta is long over. And I'm not going to name names, I'm not going to call people out or anything, but there's a lot of people saying, oh, hey, where's the crack? Because a lot of people want to start practicing early for Street Fighter 6, months and months and months before the game actually comes out. So it does make me hope at least there's some fundamental changes between what's in the cracked beta and the launch build. Otherwise, for those early tournaments that might actually matter for Capcom Cup standings, some people might have a very heavy advantage, to say the least. If you're playing the game in a tournament the month after the game comes out, it's hard to beat the guy who's already been playing for 6 months, right? But that's a big wait and see, I guess. Just having early access to a game doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win any tournaments. The same situation with Street Fighter V and the cracked version of Street Fighter V existing for months before release proved exactly that, because a lot of people were playing for months and they all washed out. Basically, I don't know, it's something that crossed my mind. I'm sure it's crossed quite a few people's minds as well, because they're looking for that crack, right? So wait and see. Regardless of that stuff though, Street Fighter 6 was always going to be a hype launch, and this just adds a lot of stake and excitement to the whole surroundings of the game. Not only is it the new big hot thing, the new fresh release, which is always fun, it is also the biggest cash payout in the history of the genre. Now, to be sure, we're not exactly getting that Dota money, that League of Legends money. Whenever Project L finally comes out and Riot Games does their own big Pro Tour circuit, which I'm sure they'll do, they'll have the opportunity to match and exceed that. But even other games like Mortal Kombat 12, beforehand, Mortal Kombat's generally been pretty good about the cash payouts for big tournaments, and 2 million or more is something Warner Brothers could certainly afford. So ball's in their court. Street Fighter has now set the new pace, and we'll see how much more money other companies are willing to put into the esports scene. It's just exciting times, basically, in the end, because things are absolutely progressing forward as far as the esports scene goes in fighting games. This is perhaps just the first step of many to come. This was always the thing we were trying to aim for, right? Like, for years and years and years, especially starting with Street Fighter V, the move towards esports and all the things that came with it. Like, we were going in that direction, but the payouts compared to other esports titles were always kind of the lowest out of everything, right? So now we're starting to get more and more and more real, as it were. So if you, viewer at home, were always dreaming of being an esportsman, now in the fighting game community, now is the time if there ever was one, because Street Fighter 6 is gonna be it. Now, all that said, I would love to know what you guys think, because this is a new bright future for fighting games. It is more than just here's the new toy to play with, because that is always cool, but we are markedly moving forward in the direction we've been trying to get to for last few years. So exciting and a little bit scary, maybe even. Post in the comments below, let me know what you think. And otherwise, well, we're at the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Street Fighter.